All eyes are on the India's April to June GDP data, which is scheduled for August 31st, that is Wednesday. In August policy, the Reserve Bank of India had retained its growth projection at 7.2% for the current fiscal as it sees improvement in urban demand and gradual recovery in rural India aided by normal monsoon. The RBI expects growth in the first quarter of the current fiscal at 16.2%, which will taper to 4% by the fourth quarter. Last week, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the Indian economy will grow at 7.4% in this fiscal and continue at the same level in the next fiscal as well. Let us see what market experts have to say about upcoming Q1 financial year 23 GDP numbers.
The first quarter FY23 GDP is expected to grow around 4.5% to 15% on a Y-on-Y basis as against 4.1% which we saw in the previous quarter. It should be largely led by a recovery in service sector and the strong year-on-year growth that we may see partly reflects supportive base effect as last year's same period had adversely gotten impacted by the Delta wave. For the year as a whole, we maintain our view that FY23 GDP should be close to around 7% with downside risk that can emanate from global slowdown and tightening in financial conditions domestically as well as globally.
So my GDP estimates for the first quarter of this financial year are at 15.5%. This is optically very good number. It's in double digits, and of course it looks optically good, but the fact is that it is coming on the backdrop of a very strong favorable base effect. This comes after last year's Q1 had been severely hit because of the second wave, and as a result, this year's first quarter numbers are seemingly looking very good. But apart from a favorable base effect, the high frequency data also suggests that the services sector has been playing fair amount of catch up because that was the last to begin showing signs of improvement post the COVID recovery that we have seen. And I think that is also likely to be one of the key contributors to growth in the first quarter estimate as well. For the full year as a whole, we are looking at 7.3%. So this is slightly higher, 10 basis higher than RBI's estimate of 7.2%. And I think the government has also kind of announced a number closer to 7.4%. So we are somewhere close to that, I would say 10 basis plus and minus between the government and RBI.
Today, India's share of global GDP stands at 3.28%, which is fifth from the top and ahead of UK. In my opinion, Q1 financial year 23 GDP could be around 15.5%. The higher figure is mainly due to lower base effect for pandemic hit Q1 last year. Overall, for the year, our estimate is 7% plus. We believe that India most likely will emerge as the fastest growing economy in the world for the current year.